Hello and welcome to another side play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Broken Harbors, a game that's a spin-off from Dawn Course. So before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it on Patreon for $5. It's like $5 a month if you subscribe, and then you get this. So, anyways, on the quick look that came before this, I'm not sure if we were anybody in specific, but yeah, there was Devon and Rune, the deer and the panther, and Rune is showing Devon around the city. And maybe something's gonna happen, like snout oohing. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be canonical, or if it's just like, hey, if you're interested in some of this stuff, do it. I kind of now want to go to Discord and be like, hey, I know that this thing is supposed to be canonical. Is snout wooing canonical? Are they really that much of a, I wouldn't say freak, but people that are interested in certain things? What's Arvo gonna do when he's wooing them? Who knows? But enough about that. Let us reset our face and begin, or continue. They left onto the streets, now much emptier, and a new view opened up before them. With the day coming to its end, the sky dressed itself in golden and scarlet, dramatic as in Edvard's Crunch painting, but beautiful like an impressionist masterpiece. I'd say, hopefully, just having good sleep and 2 cups of coffee will make me read better than, the quick look. In the setting sun, the scenery was spectacular, the timing just perfect. The water shimmering softly with a golden glow, caressed by the low-hanging star, sending its sweet goodbye kiss. A chill wind bellowed from the sea, penetrating uwu through the fur and licking at their skin like a vengeful ghost of the night, slowly creeping over the land, making the deer wish he had taken a jacket with him. But the lively atmosphere outside felt warming, and they moved close together, feeling some new faint connection between them, no longer strangers. Because they ate food. Maybe he's not so alone after all, the panther thought. Gazing at the moon, he wondered at what even brought him here. Boredom? Curiosity? Desperation? This was a pleasant evening, maybe the nicest he had since he moved here, certainly the least lonesome one. A spark of hope was kindled. Maybe there's a future for him here, after all. So, I've had a blast today. Thank you. You've been a great guide. It's nothing really. I've shown you the places I like myself, and the weather was good, and it was so good, it would be a crime to stay at home. No, really. I'm very thankful today. I need to get out and talk with someone, or needed. So, I guess I'll see you at your class? I can walk you back. It's still early. I'm not in a hurry. Oh. He looked him in the eyes, but found no ill intentions there. Uwu found horny intentions, though. Just a spark of his enthusiasm that the deer emboldened the whole day. Embodied? Was I ever like him? The panther asked himself, but his memories were too vague, too unclear, too malleable, like memories are. But he knew one thing. He enjoyed the time spent with the deer, and didn't want it to end just yet. No pressure. If you prefer solitary walks, I'll just go on my way. Actually, I like having company. And so they continued together unhurriedly, leaving the city center behind them and entering the quieter residential parts. The sky had turned deep black, dotted with a handful of stars, as they arrived at the quarter where the panther lived. Before them stood rows of unassuming buildings, simple in form but tastefully finished, with clinker bricks? Each flat having their own enclosed balcony protruding in regular rhythm. Between the blocks, a sprawling park spilled out, crisscrossed with paved paths and dotted with flowering bushes. Lovely, colorful accents to the otherwise subdued scenery. How is this Norway in November? Like, okay, I don't know what Norway weather's like, but here's the thing. I've been in Iceland during the summertime. It was fucking cold. Though maybe, Norway has this thing that England kind of has where it gets that warm water from the Caribbean. Whatever that thing's called. I'm a geologist, I should know this stuff. But anyways, yeah. Though granted, it is supposed to be November here. You live here? That's a nice place. And I thought I was lucky with my flat. Yeah, I rented a place from someone moving out to Greece for the rest of the year. I'm not sure how long I'll be able to stay here, though. But for now, I'm enjoying it while it lasts. The balcony is a blessing, especially. It's packed with plants. The best place for reading books I've ever seen. Thank you for today again. And the walk here. It was great to have some company here. No problem. Not at all. Sorry, I burped. So, good night. See you at the classes. Oh, Coach? Actually, I thought we could maybe meet again sometime soon, if you'd like to. Maybe go to a tea room? Or if you haven't been to one yet, maybe a sauna? Oh. The deer wants to see him again. The thought both terrified and thrilled the panther. He wanted to meet again, of course. He wanted to have someone to go to town with, to drink a beer together, to talk, kindred spirits in this foreign town. But if he agreed, he'd accept runes, his own students, someone 5 years younger than him. Friendship. Okay, that's a long sentence right there, just saying. Was it the right thing to do? Also, let's see, 29, which would make rune 24. Boy, remember those days when you were 24? Where I was, let's see. I was unemployed and looking for work. No wait, maybe I wasn't. I was working a temp job or something like that. But who really is the judge of that? What's wrong with a student chatting with a professor, as long as it doesn't include any special treatment at the university? Is there any reason why he shouldn't? And after the class, aren't they just two adults trying to live decent lives? Saunas scare me. I don't think I've ever tried one here. But the tea room, I think I'd like it too. Sounds good. Great. How about we exchange numbers? And you text me when you have the time. Sure. They both save each other's contact and say goodnight for the last time at that evening, each going their own way. I think I really need to slow down at reading. Devon's flat felt even emptier than usual. He poured himself some wine and grabbed a book from his balcony, and from his balcony, he watched Rune walk away, disappearing down the cobblestone alley into the night. Over the next month, the same bottle served the panther as a companion to those long evenings spent on the balcony. Like, the same type of bottle? Or is he, really just being only pouring little tiny bits? As outside the cozy space, the late summer was turned to autumn. I thought they said it was November. Staining the leaves auburn and yellow, then sweeping them off the trees and onto the grass below, accumulating beside the paths in heaps so colorful they seemed like a sight from another world. In October, a package arrived on the panther's doorstep, a brand new copy of Weary Snouts of the Celestial Bodies of the Lid, and in it, Devon found the perfect soundtrack to his liminal time, the the changing of seasons. Soft sounds and string quartets and sun-drenched synthesizers comforted the feline mind, and the drowning compositions provided him with the sweet liquor of nostalgia, reminding him of his homeland with its vast fields and empty spaces, grain silos, and red barns. Then November crept into the city, stuffing the strollers' paws into the pockets of their coats, chilling the wind, and closing the doors of seaside bars. Days were getting shorter and darker. So soon, a lamp became another regular companion for Devon's afternoon reading sessions. Panther himself grew more comfortable with the city, and with himself. In the shade of his flat, weaving his afternoons into the fabric of this place, he made a little corner for himself, a place he could call his own. The tables filled with pictures, plants, and pottery, kitchen counters got stocked with the pans and mugs adorned with beads, and a vinyl collection further grew into a cabinet below the newly bought record player, mostly from regular escapades to flea markets. But still, these were his only confidants in his new home. The only laughter they'd hear was his own, and no other sounds filled the flat when the Panther was cooking, or tidying up, or lounging. Only his own, and sometimes the music, often accompanied by the crackle of a worn-out vinyl. Until one day, he got snout-fucked by a deer. Which, I know, you might be like, wait, what are you talking about? Hey, remember preferences? Ooh woo. Kinky. Oh, that one's good, but wait until you see the one in Bergerke. I think I've had enough saunas for a while. Really? But that one was just one visit. Yeah, it was a lot. Too much? Oh, maybe not too much, just much. You know, I think I even enjoyed it. Still, walking around with only a meager towel around my waist in a place full of strangers kind of gives you kind of a weird feeling, you know? It's easier if you just drop the towel and stop caring. Oh, hell no. I'm an American. Sure, you can show movies of people getting gruesomely murdered to children, but if people are kissing, you have to put an age restriction on it, especially if they're gay. You'll build up the courage in no time, you'll see. And it's not like you have anything to be ashamed of. Quite the contrary. I'd be proud if I were you. The big bulgy-wulgy you're holding? What? How? There was the shower area, remember? I wasn't staring or anything. I just caught a glance, purely by chance. Sorry. Damn. Telling that you're looking at another dude's dick and comparing it? That's kind of gay, brah. Well, it was naked area. I can't blame you. I knew what I was signing up for. Anyway, I'm glad you went with me. It's much more fun with someone else, and I might just, save that for a thing. Ooh. And I'm glad you invited me. It's fun to go someplace new. So, thanks for walking me here again. No problem. Actually, do you have any other plans for today? Not really. Why? Can I come in for a while? Oh, yeah, I think. Just a word of caution. I wasn't expecting guests, so there's a bit of a mess. I hope you don't mind. Devon unlocked the building door and held them open for Rune, 1,000 thoughts crossing his mind. What might Rune want? Are they even friends? Really? Does Rune really like him? Or is he just being polite? Or mean with him out of pity? The autumnal beauty of this corner of the city, what is it? Autumnal? I don't know. Still bewildered him. whenever he was coming back home or leaving. I swear I can read. And he stared at the reds and yellows with eyes wide open. Anyways, as if to absorb as much of it as possible before entering after Rune and closing the door. Oh, you've got yourself a lovely flat. What is the background? And I love the paintings. It feels very homely. The flat had only 2 rooms, the main living space with a kitchen, and a living room and bedroom, both with access to the balcony. Thank you. It's quite nice living here. If that's what you call a mess, I wonder what you'd say if you saw my place. I could tidy up a bit here. I haven't vacuumed in a while. And you have so many books. When do you have the time to read so much? After work, the job leaves a lot of free time. I don't have to prepare for classes or anything. Do you read too? Not much. Mostly biographies, like reading about successful people. Devin nods, more important matters coming to his head. Do you want anything to drink? Some tea, maybe? Oh, you know me well. What do you have here or there? Only black tea, actually. But at least it's nice Lady Grey. Hell yeah. My thing is Lady Grey, Earl Grey, English breakfast. For some reason, like, I guess the labels or the brands really make the thing, because, like, there's some that's like, this is Lady Grey, and it's like, yeah, I guess. And then there are others that's like, this is Lady Grey, and it's like, oh, this is very fragrant and stuff like that. They also like chamomile tea, green tea. Jasmine's also a good one too. I'm very plain like that. Sounds good. Okay, give me a minute then, and sit wherever you like. The facade folds, and the smile disappears from the deer's face. Standing alone in Devin's flat, he looked around, his eyes latching onto any framed photos he could see. 2 photographs of fjords, a shot of a house surrounded by golden field, a black and white photo of Reykjavik. Reykjavik? Hey, I've been there! I don't know why there's a picture of Reykjavik, unless I'm got it wrong, because, hey, there are probably a lot of places that, stuff. Let's see, yeah, Reykjavik, Iceland. I've been there. Hyena. Ooh, I seen that building. I was also hungover. We came in the morning, and we couldn't go into the hotel, so we had to walk around for a bit. It was nice seeing things, but it was so fucking cold during the summer. Though it could have been because I was hungover. But anyways, yeah. And also, there is no nighttime there during the summertime. Anyways, no portraits. Maybe the house was his own, but other than that, nothing too personal that could give him any clues about Devin's life. His flat. It really was nice and tidy. He really had it together. His resolve, moving out of his home to a completely different country and learning a new language, and his composure. Rune had admired all of it. Composure? He couldn't quite put into words what feelings Devin had arisen in him. Admiration? Sympathy? Maybe something else. Something the deer couldn't find the right word for. But can emotions really be encapsulated by simple words? Fit neatly into categories? Or, like a painter's palette, the basic few colors all mix and twist, creating all shades of hues. Undefinable, fluid, blending into one another, combining into a whole. His feelings were like a painting and tracing of brush strokes. He couldn't decipher the meaning behind it. Bubbling up from the black depths, an idea, a complete thought stirred up. Devin was one thing. One person. There was so little he knew about him, but he felt solid, with a specific shape and properties. What are you talking about? But the deer didn't know who he is. He felt formless, fluid, a set of possibilities. Rune, you didn't take mushrooms again, did you? Here you are. Do you add sugar? Never. Ah, right. There are some teas that should be sweetened, like Moroccan green tea brewed with mint. It's very strong. Turkish Rise Clay? K? Hell is strong too. The next time we're in a tea house, I'll show you a few. With their cups in their paws, they both sat down in the small dining table between the kitchen and the living room. Sounds good. That's still this Tuesday, right? Yeah, though I didn't make reservations yet. I'll give them a call tomorrow. They're really that busy? Often, yeah. If you want to grab a nice spot, you have to call in advance. It's crazy how quickly every place in the city fills. I'm not used to having to call a place in advance. Have you seen the queues in Il Mezzaluna? Now that's crazy. I swear, people start queuing up there before opening time every day. I think I know the place you're talking about, but I haven't been there yet. Oh, we should go someday. They have pasta worth dying for, or at least staying in queue for an hour. Rune fidgeted in his chair nervously, trying his best to look composed. He glanced at the photos hanging on the wall again, looking for any details that could have gone unnoticed by him during the last scan. So, you like dick? I mean, you're not seeing anyone? Okay, I was making a joke, but it's like, Dan froze momentarily, holding cutlery in his paws. Oh, no, definitely not. I don't really know many people around here, and long distance ain't my thing. I'm asking because, there's safe places where you could easily try to find someone. I know a few LGBT bars that are nice places. They do karaoke and stuff like that. They're a great place to be. I visited 2 or 3 with students from my own year. What do you mean? I mean, how did you know? Back in Suspiro, the Peruvian restaurant on the coast, you referred to your ex as just my partner, not my girlfriend or anything like that. You seem to be very consequently avoiding assigning them gender. And then you mentioned looking for a friendlier place. I mean, you made it pretty obvious. I see. Yes, I love dick. Ooh. Now, I haven't been to any of these sorts of places since I moved here, but I never went to one back in the US either. I'm not really sure what I'd do there. It do be like that. I'm not really sure how to navigate this. I don't think I'm ready either. What I meant to say is that I support you 100%, and if you need somebody to talk about it, I'm here. And if you want to do kinky stuff like snout fucking, I'll be your man. Thank you. I appreciate that, really. You're the first person here that knows about it, you know? Well, how do I put it? It's not that big of a deal here, really. People won't judge you for it, or look at you differently. You don't even have to come out to people if it's that hard for you. If it slips during conversation, it won't be a huge deal to anyone. Maybe it's a good idea. I'm not good at coming out. Wait, maybe it's a good idea? I'm not good at coming out. I do miss, when it was 10 years ago. Let's see, maybe a bit longer than that. And I was like, hey, I understand my sexuality. And then it's like, hey, I'm going to come out to people. Hyena. And, go to gay meetings where we'd plot to overthrow the American government and the family lifestyle or family unit. Or, I don't know, talk about dicks. What did we do? I did run into a few meetings. I don't know, planned movie nights, I think. Oh yeah, and then there was, yeah, Settlers of Catan. The only time I played that. Sorry, I hope it wasn't too much, or too out of nowhere. Oops, like that. It wasn't too much, but I appreciate it. Honestly, it feels nice to have someone who knows. That's good. I'm glad. Now, let's get to snout fucking. With their laughter, like a rainbow after a downpour, any tension left between them dissipates. A wide smile stays on the panther's face, beaming and relieved. The deer's laugh, however, still had an edge of nervousness to it that the panther didn't notice. By the way, the sauna has really made me hungry. I'll be making myself some food. Do you want to stay for dinner? Oh, I don't want to impose. I can go after I finish the tea. I have everything I need to make a nice meal, and be happy to have your company. Don't worry. Thanks. Remind me, you don't eat any fish? Not really, no. What are you making? I was thinking of boigas. They're fast, filling, and easy to do for two. I have both salmon and portobello prepared. So, that would work. I mean, I guess in this universe you might not have beef boigas. It is interesting doing furry visual novels, and it's like, okay, what kind of universe is this? Because it's like, is it one where they only eat bugs? Are fish people a thing? Is there a weird thing kind of like in Sileo where it's like, hey, there's animals and then animal people? And various other stuff. Or kind of like in, maybe the smoke room where there, again, animal people, where it's like, there's bears, and then there's bear men. There's horsemen, and then there's donkeys. Cool. Do you need any help? I'd feel really bad letting you help me. You're my guest, so sit back, and I'll have the food ready in 15 minutes. The panther gathered the ingredients quickly, neatly laying them out on the tabletop. Do you want any cheese on yours? Yes, please. Okay, where did I get the cheese from? Cows or cow ladies? And, can I ask you something before you start cooking? Sure, shoot. I was always curious about that stuff, but I've never had the opportunity to try. Sorry, I got my throat's all of a sudden going like this. To try. Or a person to feel okay with. Would you like to, maybe, try something with me? You mean, I don't know, like, I thought Dune was like an absolute Casanova with, I was going to say the ladies, but I guess men. Why is my throat like this? I haven't been smoking, I swear. But, yeah, it is. So wait, does that mean that Rune has only done it with Devon before? Interesting. Also, that's just kind of a weird thing being like, so, coach, do you want to bang? Though, I don't know. I can't say I've had much relationships with teachers like that. Or any, you know. Unless you, well, I was going to say, unless you got something that's like, just saying that, like, when I was in college, there was this math TA, I think. She had the nicest tits, and I couldn't focus on class. I failed math that year. Granted, it was, like, a hard school, and math was pretty hard. Got calculus 1 through 3, Diffie Q, some other kind of thing. Bath. Hatred. Anyways, it's gonna be the end of this side play. I was just thinking, like, I'm gonna have to plan this thing because, like, I'm gonna put this in a certain time. But then it's like, well, yeah, this thing would, if I'm putting this out in any other way, this would come out for me a week or two in the future. But the quick look of this visual novel is gonna happen 3 or 4 months into the future. So I'm going to have to pad it out with something else. Maybe with Great Troubles or... So I get hiccups. I promise. Because if we were to do part 2 first, then part 1, then part 2, part 3, then part 1. If it's going to be like many things. Anyways, whatever. So, end of this side play. So, please comment, cause hiccups. I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and we like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the various type of grown. Please remember to make new animals to, well, help control the population. And if you want to play this game, it's available on Patreon for $5 a month, I think. I'd have to check. I mean, well, I guess don't really need to check right now because whatever. So let's see, what do we have? We have Roads Yet Traveled, which is being posted today. The one that's all Frenchy with the albino squirrel, Deers and Deckards, Roadkill, Rain Check, Teams Within, Cieno, Furry Shades of Gay. I Promise. Okay, it promises quite a bit in the future. Maybe should have what is it? Ready or Not for set for a while and then switch to furry visual novels and then switch back to the other thing. Who knows? Anyways, until next time, another quick look. Me. Side play. Me. GamerWolfSix of Broken Harbors. So thanks and see ya.